Hello, I am Dr. Noell Rowan, Assistant Professor and Director of the Bachelor of Social Work program here at Kent School of Social Work at the University of Louisville. I'm here to share a bit about my research. First of all, I'm very grateful to the John A. Hartford Foundation for funding this research and for naming me as a Hartford Faculty Scholar in Geriatric Social Work Research. It is an honor to be conducting this study amongst many fine studies in the Hartford Faculty Scholars Program. The title of my study is Resiliency and Quality of Life of Older Lesbian Adults with Alcoholism. Some background information is that alcohol and drug abuse and misuse among older adults is one of the fastest growing public health problems in America. Some initial evidence demonstrates that the upcoming generation of older adults will have high levels of health problems related to alcohol abuse and addiction. Within the lesbian aging population, researchers have noted an increased likelihood for negative physical and mental health risk factors associated with alcoholism. Some examples of these risk factors include vulnerability to homophobia, feelings of alienation, stress, depression, being less open about their sexuality, particularly with healthcare providers, a negative self-concept, and shame. Research is needed to inquire about this hidden and marginalized group of older adults because of these risk factors and the predictions that this group will be even more at risk for health-related problems. So the study that I'm currently involved with is about understanding how older lesbian adults have recovered from alcoholism, an exploration of specific strengths, challenges, and resources that may exist. The impact of alcoholism on the health and mental health of older lesbian adults is part of the primary aim of this study. This study is a phenomenological qualitative study involving in-depth semi-structured interviews with 20 total participants from the Louisville metropolitan area. It is a series of 3 interviews with a total of 60 interviews. The target population includes those who are age 50 or over, lesbian, and have alcoholism with at least 1 year of continuous sobriety. Interviews are designed using the Seidman approach, wherein the first interview explores the history of using alcohol, as well as a history of coming out as lesbian. That interview lasted about 1.5 hours. The second interview is about their current life, exploring many life areas. What is life like for you now? And quality of life using an adapted scale. The third interview lasted about 1 hour, and it's about putting on a visionary hat to look at changes in one's life that they would like to see and discussing helpful services for older lesbian alcoholics. Initial findings include the need for compassionate and culturally competent treatment providers, and this can include those involved in providing addiction treatment as well as general health care providers. It is important that the providers have a knowledge base about lesbian culture as well as the dynamics of alcoholism, and not just having that knowledge but also having a positive attitude toward older lesbian adults and those with alcoholism. So cultural trainings are very important as we move forward with our healthcare provisions for providing this knowledge and the attitudes necessary for culturally competent treatment. The second important finding is there's an emphasis about social support needed to assist in the recovery from alcoholism. Interacting socially, things that are fun with other lesbians and other people in general, without having drinking as the center of the activity. A third finding is having access to spiritual retreats, connecting with 12-step meetings such as Alcoholics Anonymous. These things were mentioned in the importance of overall quality of life. And the last finding includes the mention of lower maintenance housing so as to not have so much to care for in the way of a yard and general house upkeep. In addition, there was mention of wanting to be introduced to lesbian retirement communities, that some participants planned for their future and may want to have an easy access to fun social activities with accepting peers in a ready-made community. So these are some of the findings, and I thank you very much for your attention.